morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning for another news update for Sunday, August 24, 2025. And I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a blessed Sunday. And in the news this morning, JLP and the PNP point fingers at each other over under-regulation of funeral home sector. Member of the People's National Party debate team, Raymond Price, slammed the Jamaica Labour Party on Saturday over what he described as the under-regulation of the country's funeral home sector. Responding to a question on how the two political parties plan to formalize the industry at the Saturday night's election debates, Price claimed that the issue with the funeral sector first came to light during the COVID-19 pandemic when there was misinformation on whether the virus could be contracted during a post-mortem examination. That process opened the potential or the possibility for any administration in office to have formalized and put in place structures and protocols that would have given ease to the professionals working in the industry and the family members of the deceased, Price argued. What now needs to happen is for a recognition that this is a sector that is a critical part of the Jamaican social space, an adjunct, if you will, on public health and the utter absence of any form of regulation, despite 9 years of unbroken representation by the Jamaica Labour Party as the head of government is yet another indication of people who claim to know what they are doing, but still, at the end of the 9th year, going into a 10th year, are having difficulties with a manifesto to explain not only what they have done in the past, but what they intend to do in the future, he added. According to Price, the PNP guarantees that the regulations for funeral homes will be implemented should it form the next government. But Cabinet Minister Matthew Samuda dismissed the Price's assertion that the issue regarding the lack of regulation for the funeral home sector came to light under the JLP administration. He suggested that it came to light in 2014 when the funeral homes with contracts with the government for paupers' burials were not being paid. Samuda explained, the reality is the sector is indeed lacking sufficient regulation. However, we, the JLP, have moved forward to bring the Ministry of National Security and the Ministry of Health to form a working group to address this very issue. Noting that there are many elements to the issue, Samuda said the funeral home industry was operating without a proper public autopsy suite. This government, under Horace Chang's leadership at the Ministry of National Security, built the first public autopsy suite at a cost of $700 million, clearing one element that creates a significant backlog in this area, Samuda stated. He also issued a scathing broadside at the PNP for having no credibility in managing the island's healthcare sector, pointing to the PNP's mismanagement of chikungunya virus and the vector management. Man charged in Westmoreland double murder. The police have solved the double murder committed in Marassa district in Westmoreland last year. 26-year-old Javine Hines, otherwise called Pooh, has been charged in connection with the fatal shooting of 22-year-old Jovan Locke, otherwise called Lucky, and 36-year-old Kemar Lawson, otherwise called Chargy. The incident occurred about 1:25 p.m. on November 22. Investigators had reported that Locke and Lawson were at a house in Withorn when the accused and the two other armed men invaded the dwelling. They shot both victims. Hines was captured in a police operation on July 22. He was subsequently charged based on eyewitness statements. New toll rates now applicable on east-west leg of Highway 2000. Motorists who use the east-west of Highway 2000 had begun paying higher fees for passage as the new rate structure took effect on Saturday. The increases range from $20 to $200. TransJam Highway operates the east-west toll road, which is supported by 4 plazas in Portmore, Spanish Town, Vineyards, and May Pen. In a notice to the Gleaner on Saturday, the company said it was mindful of the financial challenges faced by many Jamaicans and has worked to find a balance. Accordingly, the company said the new rates will allow it to maintain quality services and upgrade the conveniences it provides while not overburdening customers. More than 7,000 polling stations to be used on Election Day. The Electoral Office of Jamaica says more than 7,000 polling stations will be operational across the country's 63 constituencies on Election Day, September 3. Director of Elections Glasspool Brown told the news that the government's public information arm that more than 50,000 personnel, including presiding officers, clerks, supervisors, and one-day police officers, will be deployed at more than 7,250 polling stations across the island. Mr. Brown is urging electors on polling day to follow the instructions of the presiding officers, remain calm and patient, and respect the secrecy of the ballot. He says that the process must be conducted fairly and transparently for everyone. The EOJ head is seeking to assure voters that every measure has been taken to ensure voting will proceed smoothly and securely, allowing citizens to exercise their democratic right with confidence. Voters are being reminded that although the polling stations will open at 7 a.m. and close at 5 p.m., those who join the line before the closing time will still be allowed to cast their ballots after the designated closing point. PNP's Peter Kane promises to work for St. Andrew swing seats. Maintaining that St. Andrew East Rural is a swing seat, People's National Party candidate for the area, Patrick Peter Kane, says his party will not be complacent.
We know that we don't win an election until the last vote going at the ballot, so we're not going to get complacent and we're not going to start to brag and boast. East Rural is a swing seat, so that means that we must prepare ourselves. I better work hard and win by 2,000 than be complacent and lose by 1 or 2, comrades. So I want you to get yourselves ready. You know that there's a lot of work to do. I just driving an Uber driver while I'm gonna lay the ball out. Remember the wall, because you know so them tear the wall at the back of them yard tear down, and I can tell them we don't forget. We have been walking the constituency. We know what the issues are. We know what the people need. We know that you have been neglected, and we come to work. There's only one way that I can do the work for you now, comrades, and it's with the vote. So make sure you tell your family, make sure you tell your friend that Peter King is here to work for all of us. And we must vote for Peter King to ensure that he win and to ensure that the PNP win. Because it's not only me plan to work, the party leader have a whole heap of plans. We put out a manifesto on the labor rights and start ball.
Meanwhile, PNP President Mark Golding said he looked forward to working with Peter King to resolve some of the issues faced by residents in the constituency, highlighting issues with the gullies running through the community, poor infrastructure, and the need for official land titles. Golding said, "This election is not a joke business. Them don't believe democracy, or certainly not the practice of democracy. They might talk it, but they don't walk it." He also urged the residents to read the PNP manifesto, Jamaica Love.
I look forward when we form government to working closely with him to sort out some of the issues facing the people of East Rural St. Andrew. I know, for example, that Operation Pride schemes need some finishing up. Titles are the issue. Some infrastructure needs to be done. We are committed to doing those things. We know about the problem with the gully at the back of the houses on that road coming up here. I personally have walked that, gone down into that gully there already. And I know it's a serious situation. We have to go find a solution and implement the solution. So comrades, it's a serious thing, This election is not a pure joke business. Because a third term of this government, Jamaica go down. Corruption and more corruption. Autocracy. Them don't believe in democracy, or certainly not the practice of democracy. They might talk it, but they don't walk it. To pay some attention to our manifesto. And we're going to be releasing some little videos on different aspects of it, so you can watch them and learn what we have to offer. And carry the good news to the people here in Bayshore and in Melbrook and all over the constituency so they know that when they put their X beside the head, they're voting for a better Jamaica. A time come for a better life.
Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.